We live on a planet of violent extremes. Of all forms of killer weather, hurricanes are the mightiest. A roaring vortex of wind up to 1,000 miles across, blasting over sea and land at over 200 miles an hour. A hurricane can suck up 2 billion tons of seawater in a day and contains enough energy to meet America's entire power needs for the next 100 years. All hurricanes begin life as weak storms off the coast of Senegal in West Africa. As the ocean heats up, the storms build, and the power of the Earth's spin sends them spiraling across the Atlantic towards Florida and the Caribbean.
The best way to survive a major hurricane when it's coming is to leave camp.
Hurricanes form because several thunderstorms start rotating over a low-pressure area. This occurrence is known as a tropical depression. The hot and cold climates mix together and form a funnel cloud. Much of this movement is due to the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is caused by the rotation of the Earth and has the strongest impact nearest to the equator. These winds drive hurricanes away from the equator. The picture to the right shows the parts of the hurricane. The eye of the hurricane is the middle circular part that is the calmest part of the storm. The eye wall surrounds the eye and is the part of the hurricane with the highest surface winds. The spiral rain bands are just that, spiral bands of rain. If someone were to walk from the outside of a hurricane to the center, they would encounter rain, then dry in a repeating pattern until they reach the eye wall. The rain shields are nearly solid areas of rain that are heavier closer to the eye of the hurricane.
As shown in the pictures to the right, hurricanes will grow stronger as they pass over warm water and weaker as they pass over cool water and as they travel over land. This is because a hurricane's source of energy is water vapor that is evaporated from the surface of the ocean. A tropical storm is classified as a hurricane when its winds have exceeded 74 miles per hour. Most hurricanes will last for over 1 week. During that period of time, hurricanes will continuously develop while moving 10 to 20 miles per hour over the ocean. Hurricanes may widen up to 600 miles across.
Hurricane season is from June 1st through November 30th. Most hurricanes occur in the fall because the tropical oceans are warm from the summer. The map to the right illustrates hurricane danger zones all over the world. These zones start at 5 degrees latitude north and south of the equator due to the Coriolis effect.
Storm surge is a large rise of water that is above the normal tides, which can cause great floods. Along coastlines, storm surge is responsible for most of the damages and lives lost. Heavy rainfall occurs in spiral bands, but it will not occur within the eye of the storm. The winds of a hurricane ultimately determine the power of the storm. A hurricane winds can move inward and upward at speeds ranging from 75 to 200 miles per hour. Tornadoes actually occur inside of a hurricane because hurricanes are unstable. However, more tornadoes that are inside of a hurricane are not very strong. The most widely overlooked characteristic of a hurricane are riptides. Riptides are strong currents that push away from the shore.
A hurricane is classified as a category 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 5 being the worst and most dangerous. Hurricanes are classified a category based on the winds, damage, and storm surge. A category 1 hurricane has sustained winds of 74 to 95 miles per hour, minimal damage, and a storm surge of 5 to 7 feet. A category 2 hurricane has winds reaching 96 to 110 miles per hour, moderate damage, and a 7 to 12 feet of storm surge. A hurricane in category 3 has winds ranging from 111 to 130 miles per hour, extensive damage, and a storm surge of 12 to 15 feet. A category 4 hurricane has sustained winds ranging from 131 to 155 miles per hour, extreme damage, and 15 to 20 feet of storm surge. And finally, a Category 5 hurricane has winds that exceed 156 miles per hour, catastrophic damage, and a storm surge of 20 to 24 feet.
Hurricane Camille made landfall in Cuba, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana between August 14th and August 22nd, 1969. The great winds of Hurricane Camille were recorded to be about 190 miles per hour, but when Camille made landfall, all the wind recording instruments were destroyed. 259 fatalities are a result of Camille. Altogether, Hurricane Camille caused $1.42 billion in damage, which is around $9 billion today. With a 24-foot storm surge, Camille was classified as the first modern Category 5 hurricane to receive the name of a person who made a landfall in the United States.
Hurricane Andrew made landfall in the Bahamas, Florida, and Louisiana between August 16th and August 28th, 1992. The highest recorded wind speeds of Hurricane Andrew were around 175 miles an hour. Hurricane Andrew took the lives of 65 people and caused $26.5 billion in damage, which is the equivalent of $41.5 billion today. Andrew was classified as a Category 5. Hurricane Andrew is the third costliest hurricane that has ever made landfall in the U.S.
Hurricane Katrina made landfall in the Bahamas, Cuba, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Katrina's energy broke almost every federally funded levee around the greater New Orleans area. Winds up to 175 miles per hour were recorded during the duration of Hurricane Katrina. Katrina took 1,833 lives and about $108 billion, which is the equivalent of $123 billion today, in damages. Hurricane Katrina was classified as a Category 5 hurricane.